Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're back with another episode 6. And to be honest with you, I didn't even think I would make it this far. When God told me to make a podcast, I was like, God, really? Me? Are you sure? But here we are. So today's episode is going to be about how my life changed since walking with Christ. So today's episode is going to be about how my life has changed since walking with Christ. So as a child, I was raised in church, and prior to rededicating my life, it was almost more of a religion. Like, I would go to church, but on the weekends, I would hang out with my friends and do things I shouldn't, like drink and smoke and party. So what seemed to be just a casual thing became a lifestyle. So my birthday is November 1st, and as a child, like probably 18 and up, I would use that time to party because I was like, oh great, like it's Halloween and then it's my birthday. So all of my friends and I would get together and we would all like get drunk or do whatever from probably the Friday till the Sunday. So that was like a national holiday like every year. And then once I turned 21, it just became like an all the time thing. Like every weekend from like Thursday to Sunday or Wednesday to Thursday or Wednesday to Sunday, I would just drink and party nonstop, to the point where I was literally staying out sometimes till 6 a.m. and coming home like dead tired and just sleeping all day long, and then having to go to work on Monday and just recuperating for the week and doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it seemed to me that it was just like a casual thing, and then it just became such a lifestyle that I wasn't even realizing how much like damage I was actually doing, until one night I went to an adult swim, and that was like the turning point for me. So I went to an adult swim, and after that my friends decided that they weren't done like partying, so we went to a bar, and I didn't get home till like 5 a.m. that night. And my boyfriend at the time had told me like, okay, Amber, like this is crazy, like you said you were, and I had already told him I was home. And then he called me as I was opening the door, and I was like, oh, actually I just got home. And he was like, okay, that's it, like we're done. And I was like, what do you mean we're done? So that kind of like shook me awake. And that night I decided, okay, God, like I'm sorry, like this isn't me, and I don't know how like this has gotten so far, but it did. So from that point on, I decided that, okay, God, I'm going to give you the wheel. I don't know how this is going to happen or what's going to happen, but I give you the wheel and I trust you. So I continued to, it was kind of like a lonely season. I was in isolation. I didn't have like any friends anymore because like all my friends went out and did things that like I no longer wanted to do. So at first it was kind of difficult because I didn't know like what to do, like how to tell my friends like, oh guys, like I'm not trying to be that person anymore. So I kind of just distanced myself without even like telling them what was going on. So I don't advise that, because then like they all hated me after. But sometimes like God will take you out of a situation and just distance you, and then people will just fall off from you for that reason. So after that, like my now fiance and I got better, and the relationship like began to mend because I started to like do the right thing. And then that February I got engaged, and everything just started to turn around from there. Like every day I used to have problems, and I used to say like, I need my own reality show, but it was really because I was pretty much like selling my soul to the enemy and to the devil. And when we walk in those ways, like we're kind of creating our own destruction, whether we know it or not. Some people might like blame it on the universe, but like really it's us contaminating ourselves and doing our own damage. So I just say all that to say that after that, like God really transformed my life. He really did a new thing in me. When he says he renews your mind, he truly does. Each and every day is a journey, but I promise you that it's worth it. And I promise you that the favor of God is like nothing else. I, after that, became a teacher, and now I have a teaching degree and I have a wonderful teaching job. And life is just so much more peaceful. Like, even when there's storms in the water, like, I still feel at peace and I still have joy in my heart. And I can't say that I had that before. Like, I was honestly going to the end of a bottle trying to find peace, and I promise you that that's not it. It's not what you want to be doing or what you want to feel like, because there's so much more to life than that. God has so much more to offer you. And I just promise you that if you give him a try, you won't regret it. So I just encourage you to seek God if you're not, and continue to just keep on keeping on, because there's a rainbow on the other side. And just seek Jesus and not these prescriptions of the enemy, because they are temporary and he is so forever. He is eternal and wise and the beginning and the end, and we have eternity with him. So it doesn't just end here, but it goes on forever. So I just want to encourage you to seek Jesus and to just find your way.